This is our first practical, looking at fuels and the dynamics of fuel and combustion. On my right here, I have fine fuels, 100 grams, and on my left here, I have 100 grams of medium or coarse fuels. We're going to test it to dry. You need to look at the timing from, I'll put the torch onto them. You then need to time how long it takes before ignition takes place, and then how long it takes for combustion to complete. I have a hairdryer which is going to act as the wind naturally, blowing it to keep the fire going, to keep combustion going, and hopefully we should have some very good results. Once we've completed the dry, medium and coarse, we will be looking at the wet fuels. So I'm not going to talk too much. You need to look at Blackboard to ensure that you know what questions you have to answer. Please make sure you answer all the questions on Blackboard. Here we go, get ready to start timing. Not very good with these things. How does come? This is not working. It's not working. Oh well. Alright, there we have combustion. I'm afraid my oxygen machine is not working, so we shall leave the hairdryer out. I hope you have timed that. You can see the embers and the ash from the fine fuels. That's 100 grams of fine fuel. Of the first section, we're going to now start ignition with the coarse and medium fuels. You need to time from the time that the burner is on the fuel, then ignition takes place and I remove it, and then you time until completion of combustion. Let's see if I can get this machine to work. So you have a little bit of wind blowing, which would normally occur in a fire. Turn the wind off, otherwise it'll just blow the fire out and the combustion will be put out. Okay, I just gave it a bit more air. Now we can say that combustion is still taking place. As you can see, there's smouldering taking place, so it's still pyrolysis taking place. The actual the medium to coarse fuels has burnt down to the sand here and it's fallen apart. It is still burning. So let's stop the clock. This is part 2 of the practical, where we're going to look at wet fine fuels and wet coarse medium fuels. As you can see, compare the volumes of these two and compare it to the first part of this experiment that I did earlier, looking at the volume. Now what you need to do is you need to times it until ignition takes place and we have full combustion. You need to do it for both. And there again, you need to answer the questions that are on Blackboard. I'll start now. These are both wet fuels. That means that their moisture content is 60% plus, but they're not 100% wet. Right, I think you can now see that we have fuel left over that hasn't burnt, and that the embers have gone out as well because of the moisture content within the fuel of the fine fuels. It has now gone out. And we have ash, but if you compare that to the dry fuel burn and compare it to this. So the next one we'll move on to is the coarse medium fuels. Right, now we're going to look at the medium coarse fuels, look at the volume, and these are now wet. These are about between 30 and 40% moisture content. Start timing now. As you can see, I had to use a lot more energy. Mouldering, and it's taking some time, and it will continue for at least another 10, 12, maybe 15 minutes depending on the dynamics and of the wind here as well. Now if you compare that to your wet fine fuels, you can see that your wet fine fuels obviously has burnt down to ash. There again we have a residual area of unburnt fine fuels as we've got here. So this will slowly creep along. This is now out, this isn't. So that finishes the prac for the session. You do need to go and answer the questions please on Blackboard and then upload them. Any problems, just send me an email. Thanks for watching.